Let us look at a very, very important characteristic of God. In Malachi chapter 3, verse 6, the Bible informs us, "For I am the Lord, I change not." In Hebrews 13, verse 8, we read, "Jesus Christ the same yesterday and today and forever." And in James chapter 1, verse 17, the Bible informs us, "For every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, and cometh down from the Father of lights, with whom is no variableness, neither shadow of turning." God does not change. Whatever he was before the flood, he was after the flood. Whatever he was before Calvary, he was after Calvary. With this in mind, we read two verses in Genesis, chapter 1:31 and chapter 3:21. Genesis 1:31 tells us, "And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good." Everything God made during creation week is described by God himself as very good, and we've already discovered that God does not change. In chapter 3, verse 21 of the book of Genesis, we read these words, "Unto Adam also and to his wife did the Lord God make coats of skins and clothed them." Now the skins God made were also very well made. The importance of this is that the skins represented the righteousness of Jesus Christ, his covering, which replaced the aprons of leaves that Adam and Eve made in chapter 3, verse 7. God's righteousness, or the righteousness of Christ, is what saves the sinner. The central message of the Bible is righteousness by faith. God made those skins symbolizing the covering of the righteous life of Christ, the only way any sinner can be saved. Those skins were not made by Adam and Eve, meaning salvation is not by our effort, it is by the work of God, but requires our trust, our faith, our total dependence, our acceptance of that work, because surely God could not have forced the coverings of skins upon Adam and Eve. They had to have received them voluntarily. God makes things that are always well made, my listening friend. The law of God which Adam and Eve violated tells us how to live. The covering of the animals representing Christ's righteousness tells us how to be saved. Let me say that again. The law Adam and Eve broke tells us how to live. The skins that covered them made by God tells us how to be saved. The law tells us the lifestyle. Salvation or the righteousness of Christ tells us how we are saved. My brothers and sisters, you cannot save yourself. The righteousness by which you and I are saved is a product of heaven. It is the very life of Christ. It is the very character he worked out on this earth with my human nature and with yours. As you keep the Sabbath holy, remember, salvation is what God does for you, but with your cooperation, and your cooperation requires total surrender, total acceptance, total faith in what God does. The righteousness that saves you is a product of heaven, not a product of the earth, because things made on the earth cannot be described as very good, only the works of God. May the Lord bless you superabundantly and put a perfumed blessing upon your children as you keep the Sabbath holy.